Any up if you
Y'all
got
gonna
it.
turn to stone when you take one look at my girl. Frisco, here we go!
I'm Ollie, I'm the director and musical director of Dogfight. I thought I'd take a moment just to tell you a bit about what Dogfight's about and why I chose it for this year's November production. Based on the 1991 Warner Brothers film of the same name, Dogfight the musical follows a group of US Marines in the 60s who, on their last night before deployment, choose to partake in a rather misogynistic show-and-tell betting game where whoever brings the most unattractive person to a dance takes home the prize money. The music was written by Pasek and Paul, who also wrote Dear Evan Hansen, La La Land, The Greatest Showman, and Only Murders in the Building. They're one of the few musical composers who've won all 4 of the major awards, an Emmy, Tony, a Grammy, and an Oscar.
Isn't it funny?
What audiences can expect from Dogfight is a gorgeous score, beautiful script writing, full of unexpected twists and turns, complex harmonies, and a folk undertone with really clever orchestration.
Rose Benny is a waitress in her mom's diner. She's one of those people that has really big dreams and is stuck in the life that she was dealt. She loves music, she plays the guitar, but she's really inexperienced in the world and with boys. Throughout the show, she goes on a journey of self-discovery, and in the end, she learns to love herself.
The Marines are all about boys being boys.
Making jokes and acting without thinking.
The highest ranking among them, Birdley.
Self-proclaimed, he is the same rank as the rest of us.
All right. He's left feeling the aftermath of that kind of behavior in a negative way.
Bertlays has his own set of troubles. We see him at 2 points in his life, and so much has changed, but then still nothing really changes. He's constantly playing this part of one of the boys, but maybe he tries too hard sometimes. There's also another side of him. He didn't have the best childhood and probably joined the Marines because he didn't know what else to do. Deep down, he just wants to be accepted for who he really is and not for this persona he puts on, and Rose helps him realize that. It's the contrast of that longing for acceptance and a place to belong with the hyper-masculine, macho energy of all the Marine boys that gives his character so much depth and relatability. Who he is on his own, who he is with Rose, and who he is with the Marines.
When you read the synopsis, it may seem that this show could be quite confronting to watch. But if you dig deeper and understand what it portrays, how it comments on life and culture of the time, then it's quite profound. The game the Marines play, the dogfight, it's not fun or nice, it's horrid, but unfortunately historically accurate. The dogfight did happen and it's not common knowledge. Theatre is a medium which shines a light upon parts of society and holds a mirror up to these type of topics and events which we would otherwise not be able to do. Theatre, and musical theatre particularly, isn't always sequence feathers and happy ever afters. And that's the magic of it.
The show puts issues like war, military culture, PTSD, and perceived attractiveness on stage. I think that's really important and timely. Dogfight tackles these issues in an elegant way. It leaves you with something to consider, something to reflect upon. It challenges you as an audience member. For me, it's a real hidden gem in the world of musicals and a smart piece of theater.
There's a bit of a running joke coming up at Zest that Ollie only really picks shows to direct that are rather heavy or sad, and while there certainly might be an ounce or two of truth to that, it's also really rewarding for the cast and the creative team to see an audience leave after the show, discussing the things they just witnessed, and not just laughing about a joke or two that was cracked on stage.
That's not to say that Dogfight is all doom and gloom. It's really not. It's actually really funny. It's heartwarming, it's upbeat, it's awkward even.
After the sellout musical The Bridges of Madison County that I directed for Zest in 2022, I really wanted to push Zest and showcase what we could do for our 70th anniversary year. This production has so much energy and everyone involved has really poured their heart and soul into it. Like Amy and Yulia's choreography, we've got moving sets, 60 costumes, projections, hundreds of lights, haze effects, 3D surround sound, and a live band. It's going to be quite a spectacle to watch. I'll be conducting and playing the piano every night, so I'm actually quite sad I'm never really going to get to watch it. The music is incredibly moving. Pasek and Paul have a way of working with musical themes that almost seems effortless. The music feels like a classic, even though it's only been around for about 10 years. The original Cast soundtrack has gained a huge cult following among musical theatre enthusiasts, and with good reason. These days, I find most theatres produce hit after hit of quote-unquote big shows that are kind of done everywhere. So I love giving people the opportunity to see lesser-known shows that perhaps don't get the love and attention they deserve. My 4 favourite musicals, Dogfight being one of them, I actually discovered by accident because of community theatres that dared to put them on stage.
Shows like Dogfight are really important, especially in cities and countries that have large international communities, because it allows the audience to have a dialogue with each other and talk about different topics. Something that the bigger shows like Lion King or West Side Story wouldn't give you the opportunity to have with the people you've seen the show with.
Dogfight has something for everyone. It's got action, it's got romance, it's got beautiful music that everyone can get something out of. It's fast-paced, it's slick, but it's also a tearjerker. It's funny. It's a really funny show. Yeah.
It's a piece of theater that everyone can and will love.
Get your tickets at the zest.ch. This is a really good story. We can't wait to share it with you. Trust me, it's a good one. See you there.